Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. I'm going to go ahead and play a fiddle tune for longer than I normally do at the beginning of this. If you want to skip the fiddle tune and get right to the magic review of Triple Helix, go ahead and do that now. I'm going to play a little bit of a song called She Beg, She More. Alright, I hope you enjoyed that. That was requested, and so I played, not the whole thing, but a piece of it, just a lovely tune, and just slow and pretty. Alright, so is the next thing I'm reviewing slow and pretty? Probably not. Today I am going to review Triple Helix by John Byng and Snake. So I have formed some pretty darn strong opinions about this one, and I just think if you're considering this, if you're really considering it, please watch the review so that you know what the effect is, which you probably already know, and how well I think it performs. All right, stick around, we'll get right into it. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I'm FiddlinJonny. I don't want to waste any of your time, especially on this one today. It is Triple Helix by John Byng and Snake. I purchased this product, and I purchased it, got it myself, because I saw it promoted on social media and through the trailers, and I think it looks freaking awesome. Like, I love this idea. I love the way it looks on film, and I purchased it for that reason, because I thought, this is great, I might be able to use this. Oh, that is not the reality. So, unfortunately. And you know, usually when I do reviews, I feel like I can always find something positive to say, and I have some positive things here to say. I do think there might be some people that this still might work for. So stick around, let's sort of get into it. Let's talk about what is it for beginners. The effect here is multiplying tuck cases. So if you start off with a bicycle deck of cards with just one deck of cards, suddenly sort of jokingly go into the effect, and suddenly you have an extra pack of cards, an extra tuck case. You get rid of that, you begin to start again, and again, suddenly another tuck case appears. And it's always the opposite color. So if it's red deck, you then have a blue deck, and it keeps multiplying to whatever the opposite color is. That's what it is in this case. So that's the effect. What do you get? So you're going to get, To Me Magic does this thing essentially where gimmicks are always ready to go out of the box. I really like that. And, you know, look, I've done enough arts and crafts. I'm happy to put things together, but I do appreciate that they came ready to go. You're going to get 2 gimmicks, and I'm going to show you those gimmicks right now without hopefully revealing what they are. So there's one of the gimmicks right there. That's my blue gimmick. It'll take a second probably for it to focus. There's the blue gimmick. And I don't think it's focusing, is it? Blue gimmick and my red gimmick. And I actually think those look pretty sharp. So they don't look so bad, which is one of the things I like. So you're going to get 2 gimmicks ready to go right out of the box. You're going to get additional materials because you're going to need to gimmick your own card box. You will need to supply your own tuck case and cards. And they're going to provide the materials for you to be able to gimmick your own tuck case. So, which is fantastic. There's nothing else you need to get other than you're going to need sticky tape or restickable glue because you're going to need to do a little bit of sticking things on your card box. So you're also going to get an instructional video. The instructional video is 19 minutes long. It is Snake who is doing the tutorial, but Snake is from Peru, and I don't speak the language in Peru, so it is voiced over in English. It's very clear in English. You're also going to get at the very end an additional 2 minutes by Patrick Kuhn, who is going to give his handling of the effect. So that's what you're getting. And the video is streaming over YouTube, so you'll get a link to be able to get to a restricted YouTube or hidden YouTube channel, essentially, to be able to watch it. So let's talk about the instructions. So there's a lot of things that are fine about the instructions. It's not a total disaster. I was able at the end of the day to put my gimmick together and perform it, okay? And got what I needed. The thing that I didn't get that I would have liked to have seen, and Snake, if you're watching this, or John Byng and folks who put this together, what I really would have liked in the instructional video is more of a magician's perspective, an over the shoulder, tight in on the hands, because when I was building my gimmicked box, I could not always tell what orientation you were talking about, and as I needed to apply my own gimmicks, or the gimmicks you supplied, because you didn't talk about the orientation of the tuck case, and you'd often say, on the left side, now you're going to do this. I didn't know if you were referring to your left side or the spectator's left side. So you needed to do, in my opinion, to reduce a lot of frustration, is do an over-the-shoulder shot, magician's perspective, slowed down while you were going through the setup of making your gimmick, and then how you apply your own gimmick box, and then how you apply the gimmicks that you provided, and sometimes like their orientation. They may not be deal breakers for some folks, but for me it was a major level of frustration. And I feel like I'm an easygoing person. I can tolerate an awful lot of stuff, but if I was frustrated, I'm sure that you had a lot of frustrated viewers. So slower, over the shoulder, tight end shots, spend time talking about orientation, about your left side or spectator's left side. All right, that's it for the instructions. I didn't think the instructions, look, it's 18 minutes, and in 18 minutes, I'm not getting any detailed, nuanced performance stuff. I'm not getting how to get into the effect, how to get out of the effect. Those were talked about, but those were never demonstrated in an uncut video with people in real life. Now, I do not know if John Byng and Snake intended for this to be performed in front of people in a live audience, because I can't see how that could be done. I think it only works on social media that's pre-taped. Outside of that, I will never probably perform this ever, because I am not 100% confident. Well, let me get to that. Stick around. So how are the instructions? I think I've mentioned everything that I think you really need to know about the instructions. Full stop. Let's talk about how is the gimmick. Okay, let's start with the good. The good thing about the gimmick is I think it looks good. I've showed it in the camera there. I think it looks nice. They're not real bicycle boxes. They are printed, and the printing quality is really good, to be honest. I've heard other folks in forums saying things like ink was smearing and stuff on them. I don't have that issue at all. I think these would fool magicians, to be honest. I think the quality of the gimmick look is really good. The quality of the performance of the gimmick, no. I will not be performing this live because I cannot feel confident that my gimmick will work 100% of the time. Now, oftentimes I might perform casually where I'm not performing professionally, or I might be performing professionally. I would not perform it in either, to be honest, because I just feel like the gimmick, I cannot rely on the gimmick. Now, I put in a bit of practice. As I put in more practice, I got better, which is sort of maybe a duh. And maybe I need to put in 1,000 hours before I get the absolute nuance of how to make sure this gimmick works 100% of the time. And I know Snake addresses that a little bit in the tutorial, and about how the movement of your hands and how you might place them and stuff. But to be honest, it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough for me to be able to perform it with the his detailed instructions to know that it was going to work 100% of the time. I would like to have heard him speak about like, when it doesn't work for me, here's why. Here's how I correct it. Here's the subtlety of my hand placement. Here's about sort of like the force I put here versus there. You know, look, when you're getting great tutorial on card magic, you'll get those sorts of things. And this really isn't card magic. It's about how to operate the gimmick. And it just wasn't there. So look, if you're willing to put in the time, you're going to figure this stuff out. But for me, there becomes a diminishing returns point, and I can't feel confident about this gimmick. So that's what I think about the gimmick. All right, skill level. I don't care about what the skill level is, to be honest, because there's so many other problems that I have with it. If you're a beginner and you want to tape yourself and put it on social media, you'll be able to do it because you'll be able to take as many takes as you need to be able to perform it. Let's talk about the pros. There are some pros. It's great on TikTok. It's great on Instagram. It's great on any social media platform where you can pre-tape it, get your perfect take, and then post it. Outside of that, I wouldn't use it, wouldn't recommend it. I'm not going to use it. What are the cons? I think you already know that. It's not 100% gimmick that's going to work 100% of the time. So that's my major con there. It also has some angle issues, but you know, look, if you're a magician performing for any amount of time, many effects have angle issues. That's not an effect you need to know about it. But you do have to manage your angles. So, but on camera, that's a lot easier. Let's talk about what the cost is. The cost is $39.95. I think for a gimmick that's handmade like this, that looks as good as it does, if it performed 100% of the time, $39.95 in United States dollars is totally acceptable cost. But the fact that it doesn't work 100% of the time, it's kind of a waste of money. So I will post at the end of this, maybe post to Instagram, my performance of it, and it probably will go into a box, quite honestly. I will add, I like this concept, and I like this idea, and I do think that they're on to something here, but it doesn't feel like it's completed and quite ready for market, to be honest. Or they do something different from theirs that's different from the production of these gimmicks that gets lost in translation. Maybe they used real bicycle boxes that were cut up and gimmicked, and they work better because they have the right amount of friction or lack of friction on a real box versus printed materials, and I suspect that might be in play here. So which brings me to, it would have been nice, like, how to build my own gimmick. This will eventually wear out if somebody's actually performing this. And therefore it'd be nice to know, like, how do I make my own? Now I can figure out, once I have the gimmick, it's obvious how it's made, but I would like to have seen you make that, and in case there's anything that I'm missing, tell me a little bit about the exact materials you're using. All right, that's it. I don't have a lot more to say about it. I would say, look, social media, it's a great place, otherwise not. All right, that's it. I'm repeating myself now. I hope it's helpful. If you purchased Triple Helix, leave a comment below. Maybe you loved it and were able to figure out some of those things. Tell us about it in the comments, because that is helpful for the entire community. I am simply one perspective on this. If you purchased it and hated it, tell me why you hated it. That would be great. Or just leave me a comment to say hi. I love interacting with all of you on here. So make sure you like, leave a comment, share it with folks, hit the notifications. I try to get one of these up every single week. And I got a busy week coming up, so hopefully I hope to get another one up within a week's time. So anyway, I'm FiddlinJonny, and remember to keep fiddling around with your magic. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye. Welcome everybody. I thought I would actually demo one of the effects I've been reviewing. So this one requires, is a card trick. And if you've been watching the channel for any amount of time, you know I like red bike cards. So anyway, for this, what I'm gonna need for you as the spectator is to, oh, what the, there's my red bike cards. Well, all right. Since I start with the blues, let's go ahead and go with the blues. So what I'm going to need from you guys as spectators is to begin to think about, what the heck is, all right, well, let's go ahead and just use the red back cards. So I want you as the spectator to go ahead and, all right, that was a demo. So you just saw a demo of Triple Helix by Byng and Snake. Stick around or check out my review of this product.